You've got long hair like Rapunzel. But what if you've got lice in it? How you going to treat that? That's what we're going to talk about in today's video. Assalamualaikum everyone, I hope you all are doing well. If you are new to my channel, a very warm welcome. Today we are going to discuss ectoparasites in detail. But before starting the lecture, I'd like to tell you guys that these videos are meant for educational purposes. Things and treatments may change with time. If I get wrong or miss anything, your input is always welcomed in the comments section. Grab a pen and a notepad and let's get started. Ectoparasites. The word ecto means outer, and parasite is an organism that needs other organisms to survive. I've got a detailed video on parasitology. Its link is in the top right corner or maybe in the description, or watch that one if you want to know more about parasites. As we know the meaning of ecto and we know the meaning of parasite, so let's define the ectoparasites. These are the organisms that are found either on the skin or superficial layers of the skin. Almost all ectoparasites are arthropods. That is, they are invertebrates and they've got a chitinous exoskeleton. Lecture outline. As we've discussed about ectoparasites, now we'll be looking at the classification of ectoparasites. Ectoparasites are further classified into two main subgroups. Number one is insects. Insects are six-legged arthropods, and the other one is arachnids. These are eight-legged arthropods. Those insects that we will be discussing in this video are lice, which is classified as head lice, or body lice, which is a pubic lice. We will be discussing the difference between the pubic lice and the actual body lice. Then we've got flies and bedbugs. And in arachnids, we have mites, ticks, and spiders. Let's start with lice first. Lice are tiny wingless insects. As you can see there, this is a louse, but it has got no wings in it. Lice feed on human blood. Lice are responsible for causing pediculosis. What is actually pediculosis? It is an infestation of hairy parts of the body or clothing with the eggs, larvae, or adults of lice. Body louse is the vector for several human pathogens, notably Rickettsia prowazekii, the cause of epidemic typhus, whereas the head louse and the pubic louse are not the vectors of human diseases. Pediculosis is caused by two species of lice, Pediculus humanus and Thyrus pubis, or in some places it is also pronounced as Thyrus. So I like the word Thyrus, I'll go with it. You should choose the one you like. Pediculus humanus has two subspecies, Pediculus humanus capitis, the head louse, which primarily affects the scalp, and the Pediculus humanus corporis, the body louse, which primarily affects the trunk. We are going to differentiate both the head and the body louse. Next, we have the Thyrus pubis. It is the pubic louse, and it is also called as crab louse. We are going to discuss why it is called crab a bit later. It primarily affects the genital area, but axilla and eyebrows can be involved. Morphology. Lice are easily visible with the naked eye. We don't need a microscope to visualize the lice. Lice being roughly 2 to 4 millimeters long, they have 6 legs armed with claws by which they attach to the hair and skin. As we know that it has got two types, one pediculus, the other one is thyrus. So pediculus has got an elongated body, whereas thyrus has a short body, and that resembles a crab. Hence, it is nicknamed as crab louse. So people infected with thyrus are said to have crabs. Nits are the eggs of the louse, and they are typically found attached to the hair shaft. They are white and can be seen with the naked eye. Nits of the body louse are often attached to the fibers of the clothing. Here you can see this is the head louse and this is the body louse. The third one is crab louse. Look at its body. Its width is more as compared to its length. That's why it is termed as crab louse, because it resembles the crab. Here we've got the body louse. Body louse and the head louse both are elongated, which means that their length is more than their width, and all the three lice are visible with the naked eye. If you look at the nits, they are just white in color, as you can see there, and they are attached to the hair shaft, like this, and like this. And this is a louse holding the hair shaft. She's looking so cute, but actually it's not. It's a parasite and it's literally too dangerous. Transmission. Head lice are transmitted primarily by fomites such as hats, combs, and towels. Body lice live primarily on clothing and are transmitted either by clothing or by personal contact. Body lice leave the clothing when they require a blood meal. Pubic lice are transmitted primarily by the sexual contact. Epidemiology. Head lice are especially common in school children. Widespread infestation of body lice occur when personal hygiene is poor, for example, during wartime or in crowded refugee camps. Pathogenesis. Adult lice feed on blood and in the process inject saliva in the skin, which induces a hypersensitivity reaction and as a consequence, pruritus. Too much itching, termed as pruritus. Clinical findings. Pruritus is the main symptom. Excoriations may result from scratching and secondary bacterial infections may occur. And you know what, guys? Nits attached to the hair are seen, and this is really uncomfortable in public places. Lab diagnosis. The lab is not involved, but nits fluoresce under the ultraviolet light of Wood's lamp in order to screen the hair. Body loughs are seen over the clothing, and pubic loughs and head loughs are seen attached to the hair shaft, and same goes for the nits. They are also seen attached to the shaft. Prevention. Avoid sharing clothes and fomites with other people who are infected with pediculosis, or maybe normally avoid it because you don't know who is infected with the disease. Number two, take care of the hygiene. If the hygiene of any patient is not proper, they are definitely going to develop pediculosis. Number three, test for STDs, sexually transmitted disease. Now let's talk about flies. Flies are insects of the order Diptera. Diptera is derived from the Greek language, di is for two, and pteron is for wing. So it means that flies has got two wings in them, as you can see in this picture. Flies are responsible for causing myiasis in humans. Myiasis. The most common fly, botfly, Dermatophagoides hominis, is responsible for causing the disease. Fly larvae are also known as maggots. Maggots are occasionally used to debride non-healing wounds, but the maggots do not cause myiasis. It's confused whether the fly is responsible for causing myiasis or the maggots. So the answer is flies. Maggots are not responsible for causing the disease, as maggots are the larva. They are not the actual parasite. So when it will develop into the actual adult parasite, that is the fly, so fly will be responsible for causing the disease. Transmission. The precise route of transmission varies depending on the species of the fly. In one scenario, the adult fly deposits its eggs in a wound and the egg hatches to produce the larva. In the other, the fly deposits the eggs in the nostrils, in conjunctiva, or in the lips. In yet another, the fly deposits the egg on unbroken skin and larva invades the skin. Dermatophagoides is especially interesting in that it deposits its eggs on a mosquito. When the mosquito bites the human, the warmth of the skin induces the egg to hatch, and the larva enters the skin at the site of the mosquito bite. How different is that, isn't it? Epidemiology. The flies that cause myiasis are found worldwide and infest many animals as well as humans. Human infestation occurs most often in tropical areas. Dermatophagoides is common in Central and South America. Pathogenesis. The presence of larvae in the tissue induces an inflammatory response. Clinical findings. The characteristic lesion is painful, erythematous papule resembling a furuncle. The lesion may also be pruritic. The larva can often be seen within a central pole. Some patients report a sense of movement within the lesion. Now let me show you the central pole. Here we have got the lesion, and this one, the middle dark part, this is the central pore. Classification of myiasis. Classification depends on which area is actually involved in infection or what's the location of the infection. Cutaneous myiasis is the most common form because skin is most prone to this disease, and we've also got ocular, intestinal, genitourinary, and cerebral myiasis. Lab diagnosis. The laboratory is not involved in the diagnosis except when identification of the larva is needed. Prevention involves limiting exposure to flies, especially in tropical areas. General measures such as wearing clothing that covers the extremities, mosquito netting, and insect repellents are recommended. Next up are the bed bugs. Bedbugs are small, blood-sucking, wingless insects. As you can see in this picture, they've got no wings. Bedbug bites usually clear up without treatment. Cymex lactularis is the most common bedbug. Bedbugs take blood meal from sleeping humans at night. Morphology. Bedbug is small. It has an oval brownish body and is about 5 millimeters long. And also, it is wingless. Habitat. Bedbugs reside in the mattresses and the crevices of wooden beds. As you can see the bedbugs here on the bed. Transmission. Bedbugs are transported from place to place as people travel. Seams and folds of luggage can have them, overnight bags, folded clothes, bedding, furniture, and they are also present at hidden places so they can move from one place to another. This is the life cycle of the bedbug. It was an egg first, then the eggs become the first instar. After taking blood, it will become like that. Then the second instar. This one is the second, this one is the third. So without blood, it will look like that. By having a blood meal, it will look like that. Then this is the fourth instar, this is the fifth one, and then we've got adult male and adult female there. Clinical findings. The main symptom of a bedbug bite is a pruritic wheal, and the patient will also have the bedbug bite scar. As you can see there, these are the bedbug bites. Pathogenesis. The main symptom of the bedbug, as we've talked, is the pruritic wheal. So the pruritic wheal is caused by a histamine-related hypersensitivity reaction to the proteins in the bug's saliva. Some individuals show little reaction to that, but others do show a good reaction. The bite of a bedbug is not known to transmit any human disease. We have just completed the insects and now we are going to start arachnids. The first arachnid is mite. Mites are small arachnids. These are insect-like organisms, but they are not insects. They are not in the category of the insects. Mites bite or cause irritation to humans. Scabies is caused by the itch mite, which is named Sarcoptes scabii. Mite is not a vector for other human pathogens. In this picture, you can see different types of mites. This is the itch mite that we've just talked about. This one is the fur mite. This one is the tropical rat mite. This is the black-legged or deer tick. This is the American house dust mite. Morphology. Adult female Sarcoptes mite is about 0.4 millimeters long. It has got a rounded body and it is 8-legged arachnid, means that it has got 8 short legs. Epidemiology. It is found worldwide and is estimated that several 100 million people are affected around the globe. Transmission. It is transmitted by personal contact or by fomites such as clothing, especially under unhygienic conditions. Clinical findings. The typical lesions in the immunocompetent people are either tracts or papules that are very pruritic. The most common sites are hands, wrists, axillary folds, and genitals. Areas of the body where clothing is tight, such as along the belt line, are often involved. The itching is typically worse at night. In immunocompromised individuals, an extensive crusted dermatitis, which is also called as Norwegian scabies, can occur. These patients may be infested with thousands of mites. Excoriations may become infested with Staphylococcus aureus or Streptococcus pyogenes, resulting in pyoderma. Pathogenesis. The pruritic lesions result from a delayed hypersensitivity reaction to the feces of mite. You might be thinking this is something different we have studied in the whole parasitology. Yes, the feces of mites. The mite is located within the stratum corneum of the epidermis. Lab diagnosis. Microscopic examination of skin scrapings reveals the mites, their eggs, or fecal pellets. Prevention. Prevention involves treating or discarding fomites such as clothing and towels. Next arachnid is tick. Ticks are parasitic arachnids. Ticks are small, spider-like creatures. They feed on the blood. Tick acts as a vector for several human diseases. Tick is responsible for causing tick paralysis by a toxin released by itself. Tick is found at the hairline, at the back of the neck, or near the ear. This is how tick looks like. Isn't it horrible? It is. Morphology. Ticks are 1 millimeter to 1 centimeters long. They have got 6 to 8 legs, probably 8 legs because they are arachnids and arachnids have 8 legs. Tick attaches to the human skin by means of its proboscis. Female tick is responsible for the tick paralysis. Female tick needs blood meal for the eggs to mature. Epidemiology. Ticks are commonly found in grassy woodland areas. Ticks are attracted to the carbon dioxide and warmth of humans. Children younger than 8 years are most often affected. Dermacentor andersoni, the wood tick, is more common in western US, and Dermacentor variabilis, the dog tick, is more common in eastern states. Transmission. Ticks climbs on clothes from anywhere they are present. Maybe from animals, maybe from some piece of cloth, maybe from a table, maybe from a wall, and so on and so forth. Clinical findings. An ascending paralysis resembling Guillain-Barré syndrome. It is called Guillain-Barré in English, but it is pronounced as Guillain-Barré in French. The paralysis is symmetrical and can ascend from legs to the head within several hours. Ataxia is an early presenting symptom. Respiratory failure and death can also occur. Pathogenesis. Paralysis is mediated by a neurotoxin that blocks acetylcholine release at the neuromuscular junction. Acetylcholine is a neurotransmitter. The toxin is made in the salivary glands of the tick. The tick must remain attached for at least 4 days prior to the onset of symptoms. Lab diagnosis. Labs are not involved. Tick bites can be prevented by application of insect repellents and wearing clothes that cover the extremities. The third arachnid that we are going to look at is spider. Spiders are air-breathing arthropods. 2 species of spiders are responsible for causing the disease. Number 1, black widow spider, which is also called as Latrodactys mictans. Number 2, the brown recluse spider, which is also called as Loxosceles reclusa. Morphology. Both spiders are 1 centimeter in length. Black widow spider has got orange-red hourglass on its ventral surface, and brown recluse spider has got violin-shaped pattern on its dorsal surface. That's why it is called as fiddleback spider. As we know, fiddle is violin, so if a spider has got fiddle on its back, on its dorsal surface, it will be termed as fiddleback spider. First, we'll talk about neurotoxic disease. The bite of the black widow spider causes neurologic symptoms primarily. Within an hour after the bite, pain and numbness spread from the site. Severe pain and spasms in the extremities and abdominal pain occur. Fever, chills, sweats, vomiting, and other constitutional symptoms can occur. In contrast, the bite of the brown recluse spider, tissue necrosis does not occur. Most patients recover in several days, but some, mainly children, die. The second disease, dermonecrotic disease. The bite of brown recluse spider causes tissue necrosis symptoms primarily. The necrosis is due to proteolytic enzymes in the venom. Pain and pruritus at the site of the bite occur early, followed by vesicles and then by hemorrhagic bullae. The lesion ulcerates, becomes necrotic, and may not heal for weeks to months. Last topic of today's video is the ectoparasites of minor importance. Number 1 is Demodex mite, which is also called as hair follicle or eyelash mite. This mite is responsible for causing folliculitis, especially on eyelashes, which is termed as blepharitis, and on the face. This might block the follicles, causing an inflammatory response and loss of eyelashes. Dry eyes and lesions can occur. This mite is implicated as a cause of rosacea-like lesions on the face. The Demodex mites are very small. As many as 25 mites have been found in one hair follicle. The diagnosis is made by observing the mite with a slit lamp biomicroscope. Next mite is Trombicula, which are also known as harvest mites or chiggers. The bite of the larva causes papules accompanied by intense itching. The pruritic papules resulting from an allergic response to the proteins in the saliva that are injected into the skin at the time of the bite. The larvae are not blood-sucking but obtain nutrients from dissolved skin cells. They are found in vegetation in hot humid regions such as southeastern states of United States. Number 3 is Dermatophagoides. These are also known as house dust mites. They feed on exfoliated human skin cells, do not cause disease in humans directly, but proteins in their feces are powerful allergens for some people. Small particles in house dust can become airborne, be inhaled, and induce asthma and atopic dermatitis. And that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You've learned something. Don't forget to leave your suggestions in the comments below. And I've got all of my social media like my Instagram, my Twitter, and I rarely upload blogs. So do check them out. Till next time, Assalamualaikum.